Okay, so the next thing that we learned was how to change intervals. And if you guys remember correctly, that it's our index finger and our thumb together, but the index finger moves like an inchworm, which is the exercises that we have, right? So this is how our index finger is going to move. And the only thing that's different with this is it's going to have the thumb on top in that fulcrum position, right? So our thumb and index finger kind of work together in order to change intervals. And you can see that with mallets. It'd be kind of hard to do this way, but it's going to move just with that finger, right? So you can see that it's kind of like an inchworm, which is why the exercise that we're playing is called the inchworm, right? So to practice this, we kind of did this yesterday. Start off with just one hand. Don't do two hands right away. That's not a good idea right away. It's a lot harder. And all you're going to do is just start in a fifth. So a fifth is a C and a G, or an A and an E, or an F and a C. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter what fifth it is. A fifth is 5 notes in the scale. So if we're in the C major scale, we have a C, and we go up to a G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're 5 notes apart, right? That's an interval of a fifth. Okay. So you take that interval, start off with your 4 mallets, and you're just going to come back up with our wrist stroke, right? We're going to go down every 4 notes we can change. So we have 1, 2, 4, change, 2, 3, 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 4, change. Now if you notice what I'm doing in between every single stroke, every time we change notes, as I lift up, I'm changing the interval. So for your practice at home, make sure that when you change to a new note, if we're going from C to D, make sure that as you're going up in your upstroke, you're changing the interval as well, so that you don't have to change anything while you're going down. So you want to be set, ready to go on the C and G, and while you're going up, you're going to change to a D and G and play it when you go back down. Okay? And remember also what we talked about last night was how our wrist should always bisect the angle. And what that means is that our wrist bone, you'll see your bone sticking out a little bit, should be directly in the center of the notes that we're playing. So if I'm in a fifth right now, which is what I'm at, which is a C and a G, that means that our wrist should be at the E, right? If I'm at a D and a G, my wrist should be in between the E and the F. If I'm at an E and a G, my wrist should be at an E and at an F. And if I'm at an F and a G, my wrist should be at the F sharp, lined up right there, as you can see. So here's my wrist. It's going to move a little bit as I play. You can't see it very well, but it's moving. You also have to realize too that it's not just your wrist that's kicking out. As you can see, when I just moved that too, your arm also moves out with it, right? So just make sure that you're moving your arm and your wrist together. This should never separate. You should never do this kind of thing while you're playing, right? Unless it's at a weird interval where you have to kick your arm out. But your arm is usually going to go with your wrist too. If you find yourself doing it where your wrist is going without your arm, that's not going to be very comfortable, and that's also going to cause a lot of tension in your arms, and it could cause bad things to happen in the future too. So just remember to move your wrist with your arm, and remember to change when you move up. Okay? Cool. Now practice inchworm and practice doing that. You don't have to use a keyboard. Practice at your house on the floor, whatever you need to do.